H-Town, we have some extremely exciting news to share with you.
For most fans, the Houston Texans are about Sundays, touchdowns, and playoff hopes, not construction sites and development plans. But right now, something much bigger than a single season is starting to take shape around the franchise. A new Texans-led development is being lined up that could transform a huge part of Northwest Houston, bringing in an estimated $34 billion in economic impact and turning the area into a brand new hub for jobs, business, and community life. On the surface, it might sound like just another team project. In reality, it's a move that could reshape how the Texans operate, how the region grows, and how the franchise plants its flag in Houston for the long term. So what exactly is being planned, and why could this end up being one of the most important off-field moves in Texans history? For more than 20 years, the Houston Texans have operated out of the Houston Methodist Training Center next to NRG Stadium, but the setup is no longer meeting the team's needs. The organization has simply outgrown the space. Team president Mike Tomon has described daily friction in operations, with staff, coaches, and players working in a facility that wasn't designed for the size and complexity of a modern NFL team. As the business side and football side have expanded, the current layout has become increasingly inefficient. Another major issue is that the Texans have to share the stadium complex with other large events, especially the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo and other county-run activities. This means the team often has to work around outside schedules, which can disrupt training routines, meetings, and normal football operations. For an NFL franchise that needs consistency and control over its environment, that kind of scheduling conflict is a real competitive disadvantage. On top of that, this model is now outdated by league standards. The Texans are one of only a handful of teams that don't have a fully separate, dedicated headquarters and practice facility away from their game stadium. Owner Cal McNair and team leadership have openly said this setup isn't sustainable in the long run, especially as other teams invest heavily in modern, purpose-built complexes. Around the NFL, the Texans' biggest rivals and peers have already moved on to a more modern way of doing business, and that gap is getting harder to ignore. The Indianapolis Colts run their entire operation out of the Indiana Farm Bureau Football Center on the northwest side of the city, a fully separate, state-of-the-art complex that handles everything from daily training and medical care to offices and team events, all without competing with stadium schedules at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Jacksonville Jaguars opened the Miller Electric Center in 2023. This is a 125,000 square foot performance campus with indoor and outdoor fields, full training and recovery spaces, and even fan areas. The center is functionally separate from their stadium and built to be the heart of the franchise. The Tennessee Titans have long operated out of Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park, a 31-acre standalone headquarters with practice fields, medical facilities, and office space, completely away from Nissan Stadium and upgraded as recently as 2017. Meanwhile, the Texans are still stuck in an outdated model. They are sharing space next to NRG Stadium, working around rodeos and other major events, and dealing with daily scheduling friction in a facility they've clearly outgrown. In a league where rivals are investing in dedicated, purpose-built campuses designed for year-round football operations, Houston's setup increasingly looks like a holdover from another era. Fair or not, without a modern standalone headquarters and training complex, the Texans risk being seen as behind the times. And in the NFL, that's the kind of thing other teams and fans never let you forget. The Houston Texans are still writing their story. Founded in 2002, they remain one of only 4 NFL teams to never reach a Super Bowl or even an AFC Championship game. Their playoff ceiling has been the divisional round, where they're 0-7 all-time despite a 7-9 postseason record. Yet in just 24 seasons, they've built real momentum. 8 AFC South titles, 9 playoff appearances, and a franchise-best 12-5 season in 2025. Capped by their first ever road playoff win, a 36 blowout of the Steelers. With stars like CJ Stroud leading a young core and legends like JJ Watt having already put the franchise on the map, the Texans have proven they can win, but not yet when it matters most. That's why the new headquarters and training complex feels like more than just new buildings. It's a chance to remove old limits, match the league's best-run organizations, and maybe finally take the step this franchise has never taken, from good to truly great. The Toro District is being presented as a major step forward for the Houston Texans. The team has announced plans for an 83-acre development in Bridgeland that will become the Texans' new headquarters and training facility, expected to open in 2029. Around it, there will be shops, restaurants, hotels, entertainment, and even medical space, turning the area into a year-round destination. For the Texans, this means finally having a modern, purpose-built home for football operations instead of sharing space near NRG Stadium. It's a chance to build a true team campus that matches what many top NFL teams already have. The project is also being sold as a big win for the region. It is expected to bring $34 billion in economic impact over time and create more than 17,000 jobs. Bridgeland is already one of the fastest growing areas in Texas, ranking 11th in the country and 3rd in Texas for home sales in 2025. And it's expected to grow to about 70,000 residents in the future. That growth is one reason the Texans believe this is the right place to build their new home base and connect the team more closely with a fast-growing part of Houston's metro area. Money, however, is part of the debate. The project will cost taxpayers about $150 million, even though the county is facing a budget deficit of more than $100 million. But public money won't fund the Texans facility itself, but will cover nearby roads and infrastructure, paid for through a special tax district and tax increment. The project goes beyond football, adding community programs, school partnerships, parks, and job training, creating a long-term home base for both the team and the area. In short, the Texans aren't just building a new training center, they're trying to create a new home base that can help the team, the community, and the region grow together. And that's it for today, guys. Subscribe, and we will see you next time.